David Menzies for Rebel News here in downtown Toronto. Well, folks, I'm at the Richmond Street exit of the Don Valley Parkway. And I used to work down here when the old Sun News was just a 2-minute walk away from where I'm standing right now. And I can tell you what was different between now and then is the amount of homeless. As you can see behind me, this is just one of the little mini tent city encampments that have set up. There are others. And now homelessness is a concern in the best of times, but during this time of the coronavirus, it is all the more important, I would say. For example, we're supposed to be keeping social distancing, but I can tell you by looking at the people in this little encampment, they're not sitting or standing 2 meters apart. And then there's the hygiene element. Where do you go to the washroom? I mean, even the Shell gas station that's across from me has closed its bathroom to the paying customers. So where do you go to do your business? And afterwards, how do you wash up? So yes, there are incredible hygiene and sanitary issues at stake here. Now in Toronto, according to the Statistics Canada, there are more than 9,200 homeless people, and that estimate might be on the low side according to some insiders. Now, here's the thing. Could there be a tailor-made solution in terms of giving the homeless and those who are going through a very rough time, maybe they've been evicted because they just don't have money to pay the rent? And what I'm talking about are all the hotels in Canada that are really quite vacant. In fact, some hotels have just shut down. There's just no point in opening up and employing a full staff. So we know hotels are being used to house refugee claimants and asylum seekers. Why not house the homeless and those who need a place to stay at least until the coronavirus global pandemic has finally flattened out and been put to rest? Well, we're going to try to seek answers to those questions. I've reached out to Bill Blair, the public safety minister, and I've reached out to the City of Toronto, and I've also reached out to the Hotel Association of Canada to see if there is indeed a way to potentially stop the spread of the coronavirus via those who simply do not have a home to isolate in.
Now, I'm just curious, how would you feel right now? The hotels are pretty much empty, and we have used hotels to house, refugee claimants, asylum seekers. What about the idea, until this pandemic blows over, the government making use of these hotels to put up, yourself and your friends here?
That would be good. That'd be nice, yeah. That hotel would be great. As long as it's close still to downtown where we can still access like groceries and stuff, right?
Right.
Because we'd have to do that, right? Unless he's going to feed us as well.
The thing is the shelter systems are way over too packed right now, so they are trying to empty them out. And from what I heard, they are putting people in hotels from the shelter system.
Oh, there is
the people as such as myself, I don't consider myself a homeless person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm an urban camper, the new style.
Okay.
A homeless person stays in shelters. Right. But for most part, the ones outside, we try to keep our distances from most people. People are terrified of us, and it's also the system that's making people terrified of us.
I would if somebody would tell me, okay, I have a motel room for you. Me and my wife are shut-ins. We don't like to talk to people. If somebody came up to us and said, yeah, you can move into a motel room, we'd be, yeah. We haven't had a shower in 19 days. Okay? And it's just, it's hard for the homeless right now. It's not because, we want people to feel sorry. We don't want no one to feel sorry for us. But, we're asking people to stay home. They're putting us in danger. Every time someone drives by or goes to work, they're putting the homeless in danger. Where are we to go?
And certainly there's a big worry that
it's going to get worse. So many people are unemployed right now. They're under incredible financial pressure. You look at what the Justin Trudeau Liberals have done with refugees and asylum seekers. They've opened up hotels to put them in. Why not domestic Canadians who are a little down on their luck?
Well, they should, right? That should be automatically. There's all kinds of places. There's lots of things that, as far as government in Canada goes, they could do. Province of Ontario, same like every other province, right? They can do a lot of different things, right? There's look how many rec centers that are closed down right now.
Yes.
There's lots of room in them. There's showers facilities, bathroom facilities, and there's enough space. And with all these rec centers that are closed down right now, they can house. Besides having the expense of hotels, they can house. How many rec centers in downtown Toronto or in Toronto? 100, right? So that's 5,000 spaces you got available right there.
That's a very
with shower and bathroom facilities. I tell you what's going to happen with hotels right now. Most of them are going to either cause damage, right? And then it depends on who you're putting in them.
I believe it's going to get worse as long as this construction keeps on going, as long as the vehicles are still. He needs to put a curfew and lock the city down. Let the homeless be where they're going to be, but even give the homeless stricter rules.
Well, folks, I'm at the Toronto Plaza Hotel. This is one of the hotels that is accommodating refugees and asylum seekers here in the city of Toronto. In any event, the Toronto Plaza Hotel is also housing refugees and asylum seekers. In fact, get a load of this, folks. For this year, the city of Toronto has signed a contract for some $100 million for those companies that are providing the hospitality for refugees and asylum claimants. And oh, by the way, that doesn't include the $1 million per month for refugees and asylum claimants that are being put up in the former North York Hydro building on prime real estate on Yonge Street in North Toronto. So that's quite a pretty penny to be spending on people who aren't even citizens. And yet, why is it that the homeless, why is it that people who are down on their luck and have maybe been evicted through no fault of their own, thanks to this made in China virus, why are they being denied such accommodation? I mean, granted, the Toronto Plaza Hotel, it's a bit of a dump, but compared to living in a tent or under an expressway, it's the Ritz. Well, anyways, I wonder how Justin Trudeau would answer that question if one of the trained seals in the media party ever had the temerity to actually pose such a query to the Prime Minister at one of his 11 a.m. press conferences from the cottage. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. By the way, I did reach out to Mayor Tory's office. He directed, his spokesman directed me to Brad Ross, the senior communications man for the City of Toronto. He said that the city does have some hotels that are putting up the homeless. When I put a follow-up email to him asking him which ones and how many rooms, I didn't hear back. My email to Public Safety Minister Bill Blair, his spokeswoman kindly returned my email, said that she's passed on my my queries to Ahmad Hussein. Evidently, that minister is the appropriate person. But this is the fellow who 2 years ago in Morocco avoided me like the plague, and at a Ryerson press conference literally ran away from me. Check it out. Minister, could I grab you for a quick question, please? David Menzies, Rebel Media. Minister? Sir, can I just grab you for a quick question on a clarification point? Just trying to find out, does it mean that the legal rights of migrants that are being given in the compact are already in Canada? Well, sir, we actually tried...
It's a private room.
Private room? Well, we tried. Yeah, so I don't think Minister Hussein is going to get back to me either. And I'm still waiting to hear back as well from the Hotel Association of Canada. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It has been hammered. They are enormous properties that have been mothballed. So the question arises, if we can house asylum seekers and refugees from foreign lands, why can't we house people down on their luck at least until the pandemic is over? And I think, folks, things are only going to get worse. People are predicting recession. I think we'd be lucky to come out of this trillion-dollar boondoggle thanks to the Wuhan flu with a recession. I think we might be even headed to a depression. And more than ever, people who are destitute and down on their luck need the kind of compassion that we're giving to people that have never paid a single tax dollar in their lives coming into Canada. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, unlike the trained seals who comprise the media party, we don't receive a single nickel from the government, nor would we accept it if offered. But to bring you this kind of independent journalism, we have to rely on you, our viewers, for donations. And I know this is a horrible time in which to ask for money, but we must. Please, if you can, go to helprebelnews.com. That's helprebelnews.com. If you can kick in a couple of bucks, we would greatly appreciate that, so that we can continue to bring you the other side of the story.